and this is my third tutorial of the summer in where I'm going to be going over how I'm going to CAD this 3D model of this ball puzzle toy that I found online. So this is part of a larger series in which I'm going to be CADing a total of 10 toys this summer and putting it on my 3D print shop and also tutorials on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in making a trinket for yourself or you just want to improve your CAD skills, I highly recommend that you check out those other videos that I have up. So anyways, without any further ado, let's get started with the tutorial. So if I'm just going to do a 3-point arc, I think would make sense. Maybe a center point arc. I think a center point arc would make sense. Okay. So if we're starting here, then our point is going to be here, and then we're going to have an arc that goes up to like here. Okay, right here. And that looks about right. So next I'm just going to extrude this. Okay, and this looks 10 looks about right, I would say, for the toy. So I might just make another sketch because I did notice that it has like a little indents off of both sides. So I think that will be necessary. So I'll just create a sketch on this surface. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now we just need to extrude this area, remove, and we want it to go down probably like 2.5. Okay, cool. So now I kind of have the basic part. I need to do the nudges. I didn't forget about that yet. And another important thing is that this corner's kind of softened, and also all the corners are like a little bit softened. So I'm gonna do some fillets. This one would need a very tiny one, like I would say at 0.25 even. In fact, I would say the entire thing I'm gonna give it like a 0.25 fillet, because I feel like every single part of the toy needs to have some sort of rounding on it, just because it's a kid's toy, so it shouldn't really have sharp edges. Okay. Cool, so now we have like a tiny fillet everywhere. So now I want to check where the large fillets need to be. So there's one on the inner corners. Okay, all of the corners I'm seeing need them. So there's like a huge fillet here. Even 5 would be okay. Same goes for here. I don't know why I didn't just select both. Okay, so there's that, and then let's see where else. Okay, so both of those corners have rounding, so let's do that too. Here, there's rounding. There's also rounding. On this corner. There we go. Okay. And the same goes for this side. Okay. That looks about right, 1.2-ish. That looks good. Okay. So now we have this part, this side of it has its like smoothness now. I want to change almost the first fillet I did. That was 0.25. I almost feel like it could be like larger. 0.5 maybe. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so now let's do the other side. The other side has essentially the same thing going on, so I'm just filleting the corners. I did 1.2. Okay. Then I'll make this one 1.2. Okay. So now I have the overlaying, the base I have done. This looks better, I think. And I'm gonna obviously make sure that they're equal in size. And that looks pretty good. Doesn't have to be like too symmetrical. That does look pretty unsymmetrical though, I will say. So let me just make a construction line and distance them that way. That does affect. Okay. So now we have one part, so let's copy here. Now the idea is translate. No. I need it. Actually, this looks like a pretty decent axis. Where's the arrow though? Oh, I see it. Okay. Okay. So that looks pretty good. They don't have to be perfectly touching. I think that's good for the first side. And then I essentially want to copy both of these parts. And so our entities, this one, we are going to rotate it. And for my axis, I think it would work if it was around this axis. But it would be 180. Okay. And then I would need to translate it again, it looks like, so. Which is fine. I'm gonna hide these parts so I can tell. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now that I have this much of it working, I now need to get that last part, which cool. Now I'll make part 4 visible again. So okay, so it looks like we need to transform part 5, and that looks pretty good. And now all that's left is to rotate essentially part 5 or part 4. Either one would work. Now let's make part 5 visible again, and this looks like it is the finished piece. So I'm gonna color this into the materials that we want. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with how the piece managed to turn out. I think looks pretty neat. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, and you should check out some of my other content to see similar tutorials. But bye for now.